Today we are going to discuss about the president. The president, as a brief introduction only. So, Indian Constitution under the Part 5, 52 to 78 articles covered with the Union Executive. Union Executive, that means who are the persons who are called Union Executive? President, Vice President, PM, that means Prime Minister and Council of Minister and Attorney General of India. So all these persons are called as a Union Executive. So as our topic is President, so President has many other names. That means we can call the President is many other names. That means head of the state, the which state? Indian state. So not any part of the state. The whole India is headed by President of India. So then we can call as the first citizen of India. So first citizen of India is President. So he acts as a symbol of unity, integrity, and solidarity. Okay, whole our country, India, unity, integrity, solidarity become the symbol of president. Okay, next move to the election. How the president of India elected? He elected by an electoral college. So he elected by an electoral college. It is not a permanent system. Just he elected by an electoral college consist of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha elected members. So we have to remind that so all of these persons were the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha persons, state legislatives and Delhi and Puducherry. These are only elected members, not nominated members. So electoral college consists of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha elected members, that means MPs, state legislative assemblies elected members. So whatever the state legislatives we have, that assemblies in that assemblies elected person who are the elected members, elected persons are become the members of electoral college. And Delhi and Puducherry, so we have to notice Delhi and Puducherry are not states, these are the union territories. So Delhi and Puducherry only have assembly. So that because union territories of Delhi and Puducherry elected members also part as a members of the electoral college. So this is an electoral college. So how they are elected the president? So they elected the president with the method of proportional representative system, by means single transferable votes. So this is not a regular system as we elected general assemblies, MP, MLAs. So this is a different kind of system. So president elected by proportional representative system. In Telugu we call నైష్పత్తిక ప్రాతినిధ్య పద్ధతి. Okay, so qualifications. The president of India has to be qualified as a citizen of India. He should be citizen of India. And the next qualification should be completed the age of 35 years age. Okay, next he should be qualified as a member of the Lok Sabha. Here we have to notice that the president of India is not a member of either any house of the parliament. He may not be seated in any house of the parliament as a member, even though he has to be qualified as a member of Lok Sabha. That means he has some qualification as a Lok Sabha member has. Okay, so next committee, he should not hold any office of the profit. So in the state, central, local, whatever the government we have, so the person should not hold any office of the profit. Okay, so these are the qualifications of the president of India. Oath of affirmation. So the president of India oath of office to the president is administered by Chief Justice of India, that means Supreme Court Chief Justice. Who are the Supreme Court Chief Justice at the time? He administered the oath of office of the president. Okay, సో ఇన్ తెలుగు ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా అని అంటే రాష్ట్రపతిని ఎవరు ఎన్నుకుంటారు? సారీ, ఎవరు నియమిస్తారు? ఇది నియామకం అండి. నియామకం ఎవరు నియమిస్తారు అంటే సుప్రీంకోర్ట్ చీఫ్ జస్టిస్ ఎవరైతే ఉంటారో అతను నియమించడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇన్ కేస్ సుప్రీంకోర్ట్ చీఫ్ జస్టిస్ యొక్క ప్లేస్ అనేది వేకెంట్‌లో ఉంటే, ఖాళీలో ఉంటే గనక ఆ పరిస్థితిలో సుప్రీంకోర్ట్‌లో సీనియర్ మోస్ట్ జడ్జ్‌తో ఆయన యొక్క ఓత్ ఆఫ్ అఫర్మేషన్ అంటే ప్రమాణ స్వీకారం అనేది చేయించడం జరుగుతుంది. ఓకే. సాలరీస్. సో, ఎంత సాలరీస్ అనేవి ఇవ్వబడతాయి. సాలరీస్ అలవెన్సెస్ ఇన్ 2018లో పార్లమెంట్ అనేది సాలరీస్‌ని ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో, ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ సాలరీస్ are increased to 1.50 lakhs to 5 lakhs. Now at the present, he received the salary amount per month is 5 lakhs. Okay, and he also entitled to other allowances. And he lives in a house that means Rashtrapati Bhavan. Okay, Rashtrapati Bhavan. So, this is the brief information about the President of India. Now we have moved to the impeachment. Okay, impeachment, that means మహాభియోగ తీర్మానము అంటాం తెలుగులో. ఓకే, impeachment, that means he can be removed from the office by a process of impeachment. The removable process of President of India is called impeachment. Okay, so why he impeached for this post? So why he impeached? Because of violation of the constitution. So in the grounds of violation of the constitution. Okay, and we can also remember that president is the guardian of the constitution, so he can removed by the violation of the constitution. Okay, next, powers and functions. So here President of India has two kinds of functions. So one normally is general functions and second one is emergency purposes. So in general purposes, executive, legislative and financial powers, judicial powers, diplomatic powers, military powers. And for emergency powers, national emergency under Article 352, constitutional emergency under Article 356, financial emergency under Article 360. Okay, now we are going to discuss one by one. So number one is executive powers. So what are the executive powers? So as per our Indian Constitution guidelines, all the executive actions of the government of India are formally taken in his name. So we have to mention clearly that government of India are the formally taken in his name, not by his own. Okay, so the president acts as a guidance and matter. That means he did not perform his own functions by his own. Okay, so all the executive powers are formally taken in his name. So he appoints, as he has a executive powers, he appoints the prime minister and other council of ministers. Okay, he appoints the prime minister and other council of ministers. He also appoints attorney general of India, CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, chairmen of the UPSC, Financial Commission and Election Commission. So whatever the government bodies or constitutional bodies of the some commissions, UPSC, Finance Commission, Election Commission and other commissions chairmen are also appointed by President of India. Okay, so these are the legislative powers. So now we are moved to the legislative powers. So what are the legislative powers? So integral part of, so the President of India we can call as a integral part of the parliament. That means, so the parliament has some principle: Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha plus president. So he is the part and parcel of the parliament. but he is not a member of either any of the parliament. Okay, so he is the integral part of the parliament. President is the integral part of the parliament. So as an integral part of the parliament, what he summons, prorogues the house and dissolve the Lok Sabha. As he is a member, sorry, I mean, as an integral part of the parliament, he summons. That means he gives calls for, summons means call. Okay, he give calls for attendance. Sorry, he gives calls for meeting. Okay, so he calls the government to conduct a meeting for any kind of such resolutions, whatever it is. So he prorogues. He stops the house. He stopped the house proceedings. Prorogues means stopping. Okay, in Telugu నిలుపుదల అని చెప్తాం. So the house, sorry, he summons and prorogues the house. That means he can call the meetings of the houses and he can stop the meetings of the houses. Okay, next, he dissolved the Lok Sabha. As we know, Lok Sabha is temporary house and Rajya Sabha is permanent house. So as a temporary house, the Lok Sabha dissolved for every 5 years. So without completion of 5 years 10, even though the house dissolved by the call of the president of India. Okay, so now he can address the parliament. ఇప్పుడు he can address the parliament the first session after general election. Okay, so after general elections, the first session of the parliament was addressed by ద ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. ఎలక్షన్ అయిన సాధారణ ఎన్నికల తర్వాత పార్లమెంట్ యొక్క మొదటి సమావేశంలో, అంటే మొదటి సమావేశం యొక్క సభకు సంబంధించిన ప్రారంభ ఉపన్యాసాన్ని రాష్ట్రపతి ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది. సో హీ నామినేట్ 12 members టు రాజ్యసభ. సో వీఆర్ నో 2 members టు లోక్సభ. Okay, so the 2 members are Anglo-Indian community. But from 2019 and 104 constitutional amendment, it was deleted. Okay, so that means, so in that case, so he nominated 12 members to Rajya Sabha only, not Lok Sabha. Okay, next, financial purpose. So whatever the money bills can be introduced in the parliament with the prior permission of the president of India. Without his prior permission, no money bill can introduce in any in Lok Sabha. Okay, contingency fund of India was maintained under his control. Okay, sorry, his contingency fund of India is maintained under his control. Next, what are the judicial powers has by President of India? He appoints the Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court. Earlier we mentioned the Supreme Court Chief Justice was appointed the President of India. So these are reciprocity. Okay, so Supreme Court Chief Justice was appointed the President of India, as also President of India appoints the Chief Justice. Okay, so not only Chief Justice of India, not and other judges of Supreme Court also appointed by the President of India. He can grant pardon, reprieve, and repeat, and remission. So what are the punishment given to the accused persons, so that they can approach the president to possess pardon. Pardon means kshama bhiksha in Telugu. So repeat, remission, that means the punishment may be remission, means reduce the punishment. He can reduce the punishment, he can change the punishment. Okay, he can change the punishment nature also. Okay, if suppose one person accused and give punishment to life, okay, so maybe he changed to some other punishment. Okay, Next, diplomatic powers. Okay, the diplomatic powers. The he represents India in international forums. President of India represents the international forums. Okay, the international treaties and agreements are negotiated and concluded on behalf of the president. Okay, the international treaties and agreements are negotiated and concluded on behalf of the president. Whatever the treaties, so we are no India treaties with some other countries. We are on this some matters. So the in the treaties, agreements, and negotiations with other countries also maintained by President of India. Okay, so military. So what are the military functions have by President of India? So he is the supreme commander of the defense forces. What are the defense forces? So army, navy, and air force. So these are called defense forces. So he is the supreme commander of the defense forces. He appoints the chiefs of the defense forces. Okay, chiefs of the defense forces are appointed by President of India. Okay, so um, this is the end of general powers. So now we are going to discuss about the second type of powers, that are emergency powers. Okay, emergency powers. What are the emergency powers have by President of India? So one kind of is national emergency. Okay, the president can proclaim means declaration, ప్రకటించడం అని అర్థం. Okay, declaration. The president can proclaim emergency in the entire country or in any part of the India. Okay, the president can proclaim emergency in entire country or in any part of it. Okay, so ఇప్పుడు when he declares the national emergency on the following grounds. What are the grounds? War, external aggression, armed rebellion. So war, when country faced with some other country declares war. Second, in external aggression. Okay, so external countries, what are the external countries? Our negotiate countries are get ready to war with us. So external aggression. So the in that case, president can declare national emergency. So next, armed rebellion in our country. Okay, it's not about the outside part. It's about the in India. In Indian army rebellion, if Indian army rebel with government, so then the president can declare the national emergency. So these are the main reasons for introduce of the national emergency in our country by the President of India. It has been proclaimed three times. Okay, three times in India, issued by three times. Okay, so far ఇప్పుడు when in 1962, 1971, 1975. Okay, next, constitutional emergency. The second one is constitutional emergency. So this is also known as presidential rule. Okay, it can be imposed when the president is satisfied. Okay, when the president is satisfied, so on the basis a report. So if that reports come with the governor, or that the governance of the state cannot run by carried by the grounds of the or provisions of the constitution. Okay, so constitutional emergency was declared by the president. When he declared the constitutional emergency, if he is satisfied on the grounds of that means a state cannot be carried with the provisions of the constitution. Okay, if any of the state, if Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, whatever the state government cannot run by the constitution provisions. So, if in that place, the president, if satisfied, he can declare constitutional emergency there. Okay, this is the this is about 356 article discuss about it. Okay, next, financial emergency. Financial emergency, that means president proclaim this emergency if he is satisfied that the financial stability or credit of India or any part thereof is threatened. That means any of the territory or whole country is faced with financial problems, then the president declares the financial emergency. Okay, national emergency and constitutional emergency may introduced in sorry no, I mean introduced was introduced in India so far, but financial emergency not yet. Okay, so, conclusion, the president is nominal executive as a king or queen of the Britain. So, we have a nominal executive. He is not a real executive, he is a nominal executive. The head of our state, the president of India, is a nominal executive. That means he cannot perform his own functions by his own. Okay, so we can compare our nominal executive with the Britain. So Britain has king or queen with the same nature what the president is. Okay, the real powers of the president performed by prime minister in both countries. Okay, thank you.